Welcome and hello. This is a video exercise using HEC HMS. And in this exercise, we are going to be estimating parameters using the Maricopa County method. All right, what I have on the screen here is a web page with the instructions and starting files. And I will leave a link to this page here in the video description if you'd like to follow along. All right, so first things first, let's go ahead and click on this maricopa data.zip file and then allow that to download. All right, so that downloaded for me. I'm going to go ahead and see what I got. I think it's just data, Maricopa data, and then here's the data right here. I'm going to move this into my project data directory, but before I can do that, I need to create the project. So I'm going to open up HMS, go File, New. I'm going to call this Exercise 49, and then navigate to where I want to save that project directory. Okay, I'll put it right there, and then I want to use US customary units, so that's good. Click Create. All right, so that's been created. Let's go ahead and navigate to that project right here. Here's the data directory. So what I want to do is I'll just drag this folder over. And now we have Maricopa data within our main data directory. I'll delete that zip file and then return back to HMS. All right, before we can do anything, we want to create a basin model. So I'll call this Maricopa, then create. Expand the basin model, click on our basin, and now we have our room to work. Steps 7 through 11 talk about importing and georeferencing the subbasins that we have in our Maricopa data. So I'm going to do that now. We're going to go to GIS, import georeferenced elements, click subbasins. Next, now we want to navigate to that subbasins directory, which is in data, Maricopa data, and then subbasins right here. Oh, shapefile, I meant shapefile. All right, so click next. Area ID is the field we want selected, and then click skip. So this should have a coordinate system already associated with it. I can check that up here. Looks good. Steps 12 and 13 discuss changing the transform method to Clark unit hydrograph. So I can just click on a subbasin. It's already Clark unit hydrograph for me. If I could click transform method, this method is standard, so I can go Maricopa County. You can also do this on a global editor, but let me just take care of this here. Maricopa County and Maricopa County and save. So I'm just going to make sure that change was saved. That's good. All right, to do that for all your subbasins, like if you had 100 subbasins, you would go up to parameters and then transform. And then you go to change method. And when you do that, you want to select this one here, Clark unit hydrograph for Maricopa County. So not only is this the transform method, but it also allows you to specify the sub method. Step 14 is to import the reaches. So I'm going to go up to GIS, import georeferenced elements, just like we did before, but now I'm going to select reaches and then navigate to that reaches shapefile, which is reach.shp, select next, and then name. So here's my reach down here in the lower part of the watershed. The instructions then tell us we want to create a sink and a subbasin or a junction to connect all of our hydrologic elements. And they provide us what we have now and then a map of what we want to do. So we're going to have a junction here and then a sink here. And then the subbasins connection will show up as you're seeing. So let's go ahead and start from the sink at the bottom. Here's the sink tool. I'll just click right there. I'll just call it sink 1. I want both the downstream end of the reach and this subbasin to connect their downstream connection to this sink. So one way to do that is just click on the element, right click, connect downstream, and then click on the sink. It draws that line there. And then for the reach, another way to do it is I'll click on the reach up here. And for some reason, it zoomed me into the upstream of the end of the reach, but I'm really focused right on here. I can just go into the components editor and change this downstream connection from none to sink. And let me go ahead and save it. Okay. I'm just going to go ahead and move the sink so it's a little bit closer to the downstream end of the reach. All right. A couple more things we need to do. I'm going to go up to the upstream end of the reach here and add a junction. Here's the junction creation tool. I'm going to put it over here for now, just so I can kind of see it better and distinct from the top of the reach. And then I'll move it at the very end. All right, as before, I can click on the arrow tool, select the subbasin, right click, connect downstream, single left click on the junction. That connection's been made. I'll do the same thing here. Right click, connect downstream, boom. And then for this last one, I'll click on the junction. And then let's see, I'm going to just do this over the components editor, change the downstream connection to the reach, which would be the top of the reach, and click save. That connection has been made, but there's no visual update. Tell me so. And that's fine. I could always check the data. But now that the connection has been made, I'm just going to grab and drag that junction to the top end of the reach. And then I'll click save. Task 2 is to apply the parameter estimation tools. So that is right here. We're starting on a new task. So the step numbers sort of renumber here. They start at 1. Tools, data, Maricopa, transform, and then Clark. Let's do that. We're going to go tools, data, Maricopa, transform, and Clark. All right, I'll click next for my Maricopa basin. And on this step here, we want to specify some of the data that we already downloaded from that data directory at the beginning of the exercise. Here is the land use shape file. Navigate to your project, which is here for me, and then data, Maricopa data. And then inside this Clark directory, we have a land use shape file. Select that. Inside the same directory, we're going to have 2 CSV files. So click land use and then shape the KB table. These are index tables. Once these are loaded in, then these fields down here should also load in as well, assuming that the CSV files are correct. What's happening here is it's making a reference to like the field M and B, for instance. So if I open up that Maricopa data and then Clark, and I look at that KB table, that .csv file, what I have here is index values for M and B, and that refers to this value here and this value here. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and click next. Now we want to not use the subbasin characteristics because maybe you don't have them. What we're going to do is specify a shapefile that represents the longest flow path. So I'm going to go ahead and navigate to that shapefile as well. Click open and then use these fields as default. For the subbasin ID, upstream elevation field and downstream elevation field. And next. All right. So after completing those steps, we see that this table of flow path length, adjusted flow path slope, and resistance coefficient have all been calculated without using the expression calculator. These values here were calculated using that Maricopa County method. All right. I'm happy with that information. I'm going to go ahead and click apply and then close. Task 3 is applying the Maricopa S-graph parameter estimation tool. I'm going to skip this one because it basically goes through the same steps. I'm going to stick with the Clark unit hydrograph method. And so we can move down to the next task. Applying the green amp parameter estimation tool for using Maricopa County method. So let's get started on this. We're going to go parameters, loss, change. I'm going to go parameters, loss. And now we want to select is green amp, but none of the loss methods for these subbasins have been selected yet. So I'll just change them all and then go to green and amp and click change. Now, what I like to do, at least for a couple spot checks, is just to make sure that the correct loss method was selected. That doesn't look like it worked. 1 second. Did I switch it to change method? What I want to do is switch it to green and amp and click change. Okay, so that changed right there. And then, yeah, I had one selected, so it only changed that one. Let me just go ahead and change it manually. Green and amp, save. And then right here, green and amp and save. Okay. I also want to change the canopy method to simple. So I'll go up to parameters, canopy, change method. And then yes, I'm sure I want to change it for all the subbasins, simple canopy method and change. So that's been selected. Simple canopy is there. Simple canopy, simple canopy. Looks good. All right. Next up, we're going to go to the tools menu, data, Maricopa, and then loss, green amp. Now we have another dialog. We're going to start with our Maricopa basin. Now we want to select data from the green amp folder, starting with the shapefile. So I'll select that. I'll go up to Maricopa data, the green amp folder. I'm going to select landuse.shp because that's what it's asking for, land use shapefile. And now the land use lookup table is going to be the landuse.csv file. And the next one down is the soils shapefile. That's soils right here. Next is our lookup table for the soils. That's right here. And then the last one here is the hydraulic conductivity. So then click next. This step here joins the land use shapefile and land use lookup table. as well as the soil shapefile and soils lookup table. So that's what we want. Click next. This fourth and final step here of the wizard involves matching various input parameters to their field names in the three lookup tables, land use, soil, and hydraulic conductivity. So we can go ahead and confirm that these are the fields that we want to use. Take, for instance, this first one, initial abstraction is field IA. So if we open up the CSV file for green amp, then I open up land use. I see this value here, IA. This is still the first line, so this is like the index row. It's the third from last parameter, which would correspond to the third to last value from these comma separated lines of data just below. Okay. All right, I'm going to go ahead and click next. It did some processing and calculations, and now we have our data for initial deficit, suction, hydraulic conductivity, and percent impervious. Okay, I'm happy with that. I'll click apply and then close, and then apply and close to that as well. The last task is to estimate parameters associated with routing for that one reach we have in our model. I want to change the routing method in our reach to Muskingum-Kung. So I'll select the reach here and then change lag to Muskingum-Kung and save. Now I'll go up to tools, again, data, Maricopa, routing, Muskingum-Kung, this last one here. We'll use the Maricopa basin. Next, I'm going to open up the Muskingum-Kung shapefile that I want to use. Here's my project. I'm going to go into data again, Maricopa. This is routing now. And then I have Muskingum-Kung right here, this shapefile. Click open. And what I'm going to do for my channel shape is select 8 point. And then for the fields ID and man, that's what I want to use for ID and Manning's number. Next, I'm going to click the next button. And then I'm just going to use these default values for X1 through X8 and Y1 through Y8 for the cross section that'll be defined. Okay. On this step here, I want to uncheck the basin's characteristics and use the upstream and downstream gauge elevations. That looks good. All right. So the calculation has been made. We only have one row in this table because there's only one reach in our basin, but we have the data here. It's just the length, slope, Manning's N, and then the cross section here. I'm going to click apply and then close. One last thing the instructions tell us to do is go to this paired data manager for cross sections and then view our cross section here by clicking it, and then this graph tab right here in the components editor area is our preview of that cross section. All right, well, this was our exercise. This completes it, where we were estimating parameter values for the reach, the loss method, and the transform method using the Maricopa County method of parameter estimation.